Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce, my friends call me Fluff, and a year in the making, I get to tell you about my 70s Music Man Stingray 1. So the year was 2023, and I was attending Riot Fest in Chicago, and as one does while they're in Chicago, I decided to make a trek on over to Chicago Music Exchange, and I love Chicago Music Exchange. I mean, they always have the weird, wacky, wonderful, and wild, and everything in between. And much to my shock, they had this guitar hanging up on the wall. And it was up far enough where you couldn't really reach it, so no one was really messing with it at all. And this is a first year of business, 1976, Stingray 1. And this is a pre-Ernie Ball Music Man. This was the first guitar offered when Leo Fender started CLF research and thusly started putting out instruments, the Stingray guitar and the Stingray bass in 1976. And that is what this guitar is. And I thought, oh man, I need that. So as you guys know, I am a huge fan of the Stingray body shape and the model. I have my own signature model, and just a fun little tidbit, for many years, I found this at a flea market once, years and years and years ago. I have had this original Guitar Magazine ad that CLF Research ran for the original Stingray in my closet above my Ernie Ball strings for years. I love this guitar, and to come across one was incredible. So I get this guitar down. The guy is super, super cool, as most of the CME guys are. I have forgot his name. I'm so sorry. I'm sure he'll see this. He was super, super cool, and he'd seen the channel, and he was like, "Dude, you want to take it for a spin?" I was like, "Yes, I do want to take it for a spin." It was immediately apparent that this thing needed frets so badly. The frets had been leveled basically to be completely even with the fretboard. Like, there were no frets left, and it was priced accordingly. It was a very inexpensive guitar for what it is because it needed frets. And I thought, why hasn't anyone done the fret job? Huh. Foreshadowing. So right before I buy it, I call my buddy Tim over at Ernie Ball. What's up, Tim? And I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy this amazing Stingray from the 70s and it needs frets. Can I just send it to you guys to have it refretted? And they're like, and he was like, yeah, sure, of course. Send it on in. Not really giving much thought about it. Also, he was also at Riot Fest and he was busy setting up a booth and et cetera, et cetera. So I buy it. So I bought this guitar and I'm very excited about it. We take it home and I immediately send it off to Ernie Ball. And that's where the issue started. So Ernie Ball gets a hold of the guitar and they take one look at it and they're immediately like, oh, this is nitrocellulose. Like, we're in California, we're not set up to do nitro finishes, because if we refret this thing, we basically have to refinish the entire neck and we have to do all sorts of things with that. We're not equipped to do this, but we know a bunch of shops that can do it if you want to go that route. And that makes total sense because these days, you know, companies do limited runs of nitrocellulose finish. However, most of the time it's poly these days, right? And I was like, oh, of course this is gonna be a big deal. And most of the shops that I called basically wanted the cost of the guitar to refret the guitar. And I thought, no. So enter Sweetwater. Sweetwater have some of the best woodworkers, luthiers, guitar techs in the country working at their facilities. They also have Plek machines. And I thought, I'm gonna call Sweetwater and see what they say. And what they basically told me was, send it on in, let's take a look at it, and then we'll come up with a plan of action, but we can probably get you handled. And so I sent this in and hoped for the best. So what proceeded to happen was Christmas break happened immediately. By the time they really got to looking at it, they called me and they were basically like, listen, we think we can refret it without having to refinish the neck, because if we score it and use the appropriate size frets, we can just put them right into place and it'll be fine, right? And I thought, yeah, okay, if that's what you guys think is the best course of action, fine, let's try it. So they tried it and I never saw the results. They were not happy with how it visually looked, knowing it was going to be on camera. I hope they don't mind me telling all of you guys this, but they went ahead and took it upon themselves to just actually do it for real. And they took the frets back out and they took all of the nitro off the neck. This meant they had to start completely over. They refretted it proper and then they resprayed everything with nitro as it would have been in the 1970s. But then the problem is the neck looks brand new and the body does not look brand new. I know you guys probably cannot see this on camera, even on my B footage. However, this thing is finish checked very, very heavily. And it's amazing. There's lots and lots of mojo. So they asked for some photos of when I bought the guitar, the photos that I would have sent to my friends. They asked if I had all of the photos still. And I thought, yeah, of course I do. So I sent them the photos because they were trying to recreate and basically relic the guitar to match what it looked like before they did all of the work. And they did it perfectly. This thing is incredible now. So what we have here is a dual humbucker configuration, as you can see, and they are basically in the style of the Music Man bass pickups. These are very throaty, very strong humbuckers, and the switching system is very, very strange, okay? So we have a master volume, we have a master treble, this is a master bass control, and then we have a bright switch. This is bright on, this is bright off. The first instruments did not have this switch, but Leo Fender was famously deaf and always looking to add more top end, which gave the Stingray bass its signature sound. He added it on the guitar too. So we have in a four-way position rotary switch. We have bridge position, neck position, both pickups in phase, and then both pickups out of phase, which is basically unusable. I don't even know why you would want to use this particular setting. However, it's there if you want it. Very weird guitar. This is an active guitar, by the way. There is a 9-volt plate on the back for all of the electronics, and it sounds incredible. It sounds thick, it sounds girthy, it sounds like a modern humbucker, if that makes any sense. But if you want to tweak the tone a little bit, as an example, in the bridge pickup with the bright on, you get a lot of attack and bite and clarity that you normally wouldn't have with it off. I love that. But then I turn the bright off if I go to the neck pickup. It's just an awesome sounding guitar. And that's basically the story behind my 76 Stingray 1 guitar. This guitar is absolutely incredible. The weight, I would say, is about 8.5, 9 pounds, maybe. I mean, it's right in the sweet spot. It's all maple. It's just amazing, and I fell in love with it the second I played it, and now I love it even more now that I can adequately play it with usable frets, because a guitar with frets is super, super sick, it turns out. This is just a snapshot in time, and I laugh because every single cool 70s guitar I happen to come across is the natural finish, much like my Gibson RDs, so this just goes right along with that aesthetic, and you guys will be seeing this in a lot of future videos. Shout out to Josh Rivera at Sweetwater. Shout out to Tom for doing the fret work. You did an unbelievable job, and FYI, anyone can get work done at the Sweetwater facilities. So yeah, there is that as well. All pickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.